Hey everybody, Brett from Astartes Gaming here, back with our second venture into the world of the Elder Kings mod for Crusader Kings 2. In the last series, we only lasted about 5 episodes, or I think it was roughly 10 to 20 years in game, before our king died due to being smothered in his crib as an infant. So we're back with the Elder Scrolls mod, obviously. There are no orcs in the base game. This is my 4th time trying to record this episode, so if I seem a little bit impatient, please forgive me. As I explained in the first series, this mod only works on version 2.1.6 of Crusader Kings 2, and so I had to go back into the beta opt-in and opt into an older version. It's not very stable, and as I found, there are certain menu options that if I click, the game will crash to the desktop and I will lose all my progress, hence why I am recording this for the now 4th time. So I'm going to avoid those to the best of my ability, and hopefully this iteration will work. So as you could probably see, we are going to be playing as the orcs this time around. To give you an idea of, I can't leave this without losing my customization, so just to give you an idea, here is the main continent here. We are up in the extreme northwest mountains, and let me click this so you can see a little better. We are the King of Orsinium, which is these two right here. We have one vassal, Chieftain Yashnars of Grimrock, so he's the chieftain of this. This is our capital. Outside of these 1, 2, 3, 4 provinces, there are no other orcs on the map, so we are a very rare breed, and we need to be very careful about our dealings with the Breton humans. The race of humans around us are called the Bretons. I believe in the lore they're like half elf, half human, or something to that effect. They basically equate to, like, I got the impression of like medieval, like early medieval French, maybe, like, you know, like Charlemagne, if you could call that early medieval. But yeah, so they're humans, we are orcs, and there aren't very many orcs, and so if we are too aggressive, the humans will all gang up on us and kill us, and we do not want that. So we need to be very careful about our wars. However, as you can see by my stats here, I plan on being pretty aggressive, and part of that is, as I've learned through a couple attempts at this, the orc factions, in order to stay leader of an orc faction, you need to be the strongest orc in that faction. So that's why my martial skill's at 20. Any vassal of mine with a higher martial skill can challenge me and dethrone me. So I need to be very careful about that. Hence why this is so high. Obviously a martial skill of like 15 would have been fine if we were planning on doing a lot of war. But yeah, so we're at 10 diplomacy, 20 martial, 14 stewardship, 12 intrigue, 9 learning. And so our education is master warrior. That will give us a morale boost to all of our armies, quite a bit of martial and stewardship skill, and it will increase our levy reinforcement rates by 40% with a small penalty to diplomacy and learning. And I believe it adds like 4 or 5 years to your age. Then for our traits, I took the birth sign, the tower, just to kind of compensate for some of the skills that were looking weak. Not so much now, but as I was going through, they were kind of weak. Then 2 of our characteristics, I picked Architect, because this is essentially a free trait. The only negative to it is that it takes up a space, but it doesn't add any age to your character. It doesn't have any negatives, and it has 2 very, very generic and useful positives. So that's my first choice. My second is Adventure. This one only adds about 2 years to your age and gives pretty steady boosts all along your skills, with the exception of Stewardship, which it takes a slight penalty to, but as you can see, we ended up more than high enough. Then I went with Quick. You know, +3 to everything. Can't really go wrong there, and This is inheritable, so hopefully our heir will be able to inherit this. I also went with powerful voice, because, you know, what's an orc king without a gruff, powerful voice? Like in, you know, Skyrim, they've got that real, like, raspy, growly voice. Then ambitious, because we're going to be very ambitious. I am not going to be pleased if we lose in 5 episodes again. That's actually the fastest game I've ever had. In most of my playthroughs in the base game, I don't know that I've ever lost. I've usually just gotten impatient and moved on to another faction because I got bored. But yeah, we got into a pretty rough spot there and didn't really have any way out. Proud, because, well, it was a free trade. It actually gave me a year back. And other than, you know, people not liking you for being proud, really no negative to it. Then we went with Scarred. This is sort of the biggest difference from our previous character, where I chose Wounded. Wounded generally turns into Scarred, at least in most of my experiences. As you probably saw in the last series, though, that was not the case. Our wound got infected, we healed, it got infected again, and then the king died, leaving his, I think he was like 2 or 3-year-old son as the heir to the throne with no heir of his own. And obviously we were very easy pickings for our rivals, and so he got smothered in his crib not very long into his reign. Then for our 2 commander traits, I went with Rough Terrain Expert. I was debating going with Mountainous Terrain because most of the immediate terrain around us is mountainous. However, outside of like the first province in every direction, most of them are going to be forests and hills, as you can see here. Well, that's farmlands, but yeah, we got a lot of forests and hills. Those are mountains, mountains, hills, hills. So, as you can see, outside the immediate area, there's a lot of hilly and rough terrain, but no mountains. So, I think this will do better for us in the long run. And then Unyielding, because it's one of the best generic traits. There's no real negatives to it. And defense is always good. I mean, you can't really go wrong with defense. And as one of very, very few orcs on the map, I think we'll be fighting some defensive battles against humans, unless I miss my guess. So that is King Mogrul of Orsinium, or Mogrul. And the coat of arms is going to be black with white hand. This is kind of a nod to Lord of the Rings, the white hand of Saruman. That's just a little bit better look at him. So let's go ahead and jump in. I'd like to get all of the setup out of the way this episode, unlike the previous series where it almost took us 2 episodes to get it done. So let's get in here as quick as we can. And I would be very, very careful not to click those damn crash to desktop menu options. The one I've noticed so far that does it consistently is the religion tab. I know in the last series it worked fine with the religion we had. This time around we're playing as orcs, and the orcs are all members of the court of Malakath. They worship the Daedric god, well, the Daedric prince Malakath. And so when I click this, the game freezes and crashes, so I'm not going to click that. Now, obviously there's a couple things we need to do before we get this running. The first being getting married. And as I say this, a spider crawled across the wall right in front of me. I don't know what it is about me recording and spiders, but they have a knack for interrupting me. So our ambition is going to be get married. And let's see what our options look like here. I'm looking for balanced traits, and I think I want low intrigue on the off chance that they try to kill us. Now, the last one I tried to record, the best option was my vassal's clerk, and so obviously I stole her from him in order to, you know, help my own cause a little bit. But this time it doesn't look like there's any really obvious choices. Well, I mean, these two stand out. I don't really need her martial skill, but she's pretty well balanced. Her intrigue is obviously nice, but I'm worried that that could turn against me. I think I'll go with it though. Oops, I keep right-clicking. I don't know why. I think in the most up-to-date version of Crusader Kings, you right-click there. So I got married, my family grows. Let's take the 100 prestige rather than the 1 gold. Okay. And so there's our wife. We can have secondary wives. They did a very good job of, what do you call it, adding in the various cultures of the different races in the Elder Scrolls. And so we need to set up our council now. Let's see. Wow, not a whole lot of options here. Let's see. He dislikes us the least. And he has no intrigue, so I'm okay with that. Our marshal, wow, 17, okay. Steward, I imagine you're going to be the best schemer as well. No, actually, there's 2 better than you, so I guess you're going to be my steward. Spy master, it's going to have to be him. Although he likes me a little bit better, and he's not that much worse. I think I'll go with him, because that might bump him into the green. Not quite. And Magister, no good choices here. I think I will choose him, just because I want to keep him on... I want to stay on his good side with that really high intrigue skill. Now let's give these guys some jobs before we get going. We don't want anybody commanding armies other than our marshal. I think we want to fabricate claims here. We do have 1 claim right there. So we can actually legitimately claim this without pressing any like racial or religious claims, which is ideal because we don't want anybody joining the war with them against us for reasons like that. So, up next, we need to probably train troops. And then here, I think we'll want to collect taxes. Let's go ahead and... I think studying technology is going to be the best choice. And we'll put him down in the capital of the empire here, or what will become the capital of the empire. At this time, it's all broken up. And let's get back to here. Now, there's nothing we need to convert yet. Although, it might be a good idea to start converting this prior to taking it. But cultural tech might be better. Let's just go ahead and... Oh, I can't. So let's do cultural tech. And... okay. Now, let's see. We need... oh, no valid ambitions, huh? Laws. Now, this is what I was talking about. Agnatic rule by might. So, the most powerful child will inherit, though other powerful children are likely to interfere. The inheritor may also face challenges to their rule from powerful vassals should they show any signs of weakness. Only males can inherit. So, basically, the strongest person is the leader. And so that can make this really, really difficult to hold on to. I think what I'm going to do first is go with... I think I went with max feudal levies last time, and I think that's a pretty good choice. Now, there's not a whole lot else we can do at the moment. Oh, I just clicked that. Oh, I really hope it doesn't crash. That was a miscalculation on my part. But it looks like we're okay. I think I clicked back quick enough. We'll see, though. Mouse still works, but yeah, let's get moving. Let's see what happens here. And we fulfilled that. Let's click that. We need a new ambition. Let's go for an heir first, I think. Have a daughter, have a son, improve learning, improve diplomacy, become a king, make a friend. Let's go with have a son. And now we'll get this running. 34 is a little bit older than I generally start my characters, but I'm hoping the gamble pays off, because he's a little bit better all around than most of the characters I generally start out with. And let's get this moving a little bit quicker. Time to take a break. What's going on here? Loses the trait. I don't have any of those traits. Oh, I do have adventurer. That's a shame. My family is important for me. I should love my family. Let's see, did we lose something? We did. We lost both of our characteristics, or whatever you choose to call them. Now, unfortunately, in this version of Crusader Kings, you can't see how many troops the other factions have access to. Only your own. And so we're going to wait until we max this out before we do anything else. 'Cause obviously we can't call in mercenaries to back us up. And he can't add much to the cause. Are we going to have any events here? Probably not, so let's kick this into high gear. Wow, real slow first year for us. Military, technology, I don't think anything's going to happen this quickly. Wonderful. Okay, so we just get a bonus to our tech, which is still too low to do anything with. What intrigue? What's going on here? Anything interesting? I could try that. That would be kind of interesting to take both, because I can hold up to 4. Let's go in on that, see what happens. No backers, huh? Well, I'll auto invite and hope for the best. But I'm hoping if we can unseat him, then we'll hold both of these, and that'll give us access to more troops, which should make taking these two a little bit easier. I think after he's now my new spiritual. Who is this? My Magister. Who are you? 11, huh? No, I'm gonna give Gortwog a chance. He's not that much better, and I'm basically trying to overthrow him right now, so there's no reason buddying up to him. Yeah, not a whole lot going on here. I think we can marry multiple times, so let's look at that really quickly. Oh wow, you're really good. Where did you come from? Chancellor of Grimrock. Let's steal her. So we'll take another wife. Just because, you know, the more... Okay, I'll take the 100 prestige once again. And you know what, let's look at our council really quickly. She was better than a lot of people at a lot of things. She's a very, very good steward. How are you at... Oh, you suck at learning. Pretty good at intrigue, but that's not going to help me. I'm going to appoint her as Chancellor. Okay, hopefully that didn't upset her too much. No, still a positive opinion, so we're okay. Now we've got 2 wives. Hopefully that improves our chances of getting an heir a little bit quicker, because we are 1 year through. They're really pressing this hard. Yeah, sorry, bud. I'm sticking with my first choice. I really wish this wouldn't change my headgear choices. I don't like this chainmail thing. I like the band that we had better. Very, very slow start. I can't believe nothing's happened yet. I don't think we are anywhere near being able to declare war yet. Actually, no, we are maxed out here. But I think I might wait until... Can we call up his... No. If we could raise these guys up, we might be able to bait him into a revolt. Which is probably the best way to take that land from him. An ancient claim to a neighboring piece of land once ruled by your distant ancestors has come to light. I think we'll take it. And so we have a claim here now. Whoops, I paused right on... You've been at peace for too long. Interesting. Very interesting. So, let's see, we can declare war. I thought we gained. This is here by default. I really don't know how many troops he has. I'm hesitant to like throw my army at him right now. Lose 2 prestige every month for being at peace and doing no raiding. Interesting. Laws, council. Well, we have 2 choices. They're actually at war with somebody else, and that might be the easier target. Not to mention we have a legitimate claim on it. So let's go for that. And while I have the game paused, I'm going to check the time. So we've got about 5 minutes left. So let's get this war off and going. So obviously we'll need to call up our army here. And looks like we're already at full morale. So let's dive in and see what happens. Now unfortunately I can't do anything with him. I should be able to call up those levies. I could revoke his title. I mean, I don't have any other vassals to upset, really. I'm going to slow this down a little bit so I have time to react. But it looks like we are off and running here. That's her army there laying siege to this, but we've got them pretty well outnumbered. So I think we'll be alright. Even if they come back, we should have them beat. And it looks like she's got her hands full anyways. So this might have been a pretty easy theft for us here to just, grab this out from under her. We will need to convert it though, which is going to be the major issue. Not only religiously, but I'm pretty sure the humans are the majority here, not the orcs. Yeah. So let's see, what can we build? Yikes, 1,000. Spanish defenders have succumbed to starvation. Why are we... Oh, defenders, not attackers. Duh. Okay, so we're about halfway through there. Let's get this sped up a little bit. I thought she would try to do something about it. Apparently I was wrong. And no heir, title lost in succession. There was another thing that was sitting here. Oh, the claim, which we pressed. We're almost done. I'm almost tempted to assault it, but I don't want to risk the losses if we don't have to take any. So let's just speed this up a little bit. And that's a victory. Let's slow this down. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go over there and crush her army. And we'll let that be the end of it. We're only at 84 war score. So I have to do something. It will eventually tip in our favor, but I'm not the type to sit around and wait. Let's just go. We've got the advantage. Let's just go smash that army. Has called... Called in some backup. But we should be able to end this war before that comes into play, I think. However, I think we'll be alright. We're not attacking across water or anything, but I think she will get a slight defensive bonus because of the terrain. Yeah. What is taking you so long? There we go. Let's see what's going on here. So that his terrain bonus should help us out here pretty considerably. It looks like we finally broke him. And once that completes, that should end the war. It looks like she took this though, so we will have an enemy on our borders once again. And oh, 95, that's a shame. Well, let's run her down. Hey, there we go. Yeah, so we'll just chase her down. That should do it. And we will have taken our first province in Cambria. And so once we get him out of Grimrock, which I'm surprised hasn't happened yet. Got plenty of plot points. I need to remember not to click that. What can you do, Spy Master? I think we need to... that autosave always throws me off. I think the game's like crashing or something. We need to build a spy network in Grimrock. There we go. That'll do it. Let's pause. And we will offer peace. And obviously we're going to enforce our demands. Blah, blah, blah. And this is ours now. So, I think that's where we will break off this episode. We got a lot more done than I thought we would, actually. However, you know, it was kind of uneventful for the first little bit there. But yeah, we're back in Crusader Kings 2. Hopefully, the anticipation that I thought was going to be there is there. If you look through all my previous videos, my first episode of the original Elder Kings mod Let's Play is actually my highest viewed video. And I had a lot of people asking when I was going to do another series. So here it is. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will see you back here for part 2 of our Crusader Kings 2 Elder Kings mod Let's Play.